Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Paradox of Sports with Jack Sentner.
All right, here we go. Paradox of Sports, episode 56. What's up, Jack? I haven't talked to you in a month and a half, 2 months. What have you been up to?
Started baseball.
How is that? What are we looking at getting into the baseball season here?
So we're 0-1 right now. The one game we lost was a scrimmage.
That's okay. Those don't count. So it's spring training is what you're doing.
Yeah, and our first tournament is April 1st.
Okay, so you have one more, or is that next weekend?
That's next week.
Yeah, that's coming up. So you're ready. Where do you go for that?
Running.
Oh, so you get to stay in town.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I know we've talked about that a lot in the past, but you guys have a pretty nice setup there for baseball and getting to stay in town and get a lot of your games in.
Mm-hmm.
What's your weather been like so far?
It was a little hellacious back earlier, but we've had some very nice weather recently.
Cool. So you're good to go, ready to get some ball in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what have we missed here the last couple of months? We'll get into more of the some of the pro stuff. Obviously, we haven't talked about the Russell Wilson deal yet. We'll get into that after the interview. We're going to kind of stick to the baseball lines because we have a baseball interview tonight. So trying to think, last time we talked, kind of what was going on. You're I don't know. You're going to yell at me again. I refer to it as Knowledge Bowl, but is it the NAL?
NAL, yeah.
Yeah, your NAL. Kind of how that you ended up advancing quite a way with that, didn't you?
Yeah, we made it to a national tournament.
Okay, so how does that go?
We lost the first round.
Was it?
It was against Pennsylvania, so they're good.
Was it harder than you thought? Like, it's not one of those deals where you were kind of upset how it went, maybe a call here, a call there, like you feel you got beat by they're a good team.
Yeah. We played them actually 2 years in a row.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's cool. Is there a learning from the strategy standpoint or like watching tape or any of that? Do you take anything and learn from that? Or is it like, is there actually a strategy to preparing for that? Or kind of how does when you go to work to get better with that, or is it just continuing to learn and get smarter?
You can use that for to plan out strategy. Because you could learn from others' mistakes.
Is there different subjects? Like when you go in there, is there a chance you're going to get A, B, and C, and maybe you don't get the subjects that you're good at, or kind of how does the questioning break down of it? Is there 10 questions, 20 questions, rounds? Like how does it work?
So first quarter, you get 12 minutes. And then you go around, roundabout, and second quarter you have 12 minutes again. You work in groups on a bit longer questions. Third quarter presentations, and then fourth quarter is you get 12 minutes and you beat them to the buzzer.
Okay, gotcha. So there's four different disciplines then that you're kind of working yourself through.
Yeah.
Nice. So do you keep going with this? Do you age out, or how does that work as you keep getting older? How does the academic side of the competitions, how does that work?
It's probably just because you're getting smarter.
Okay.
That's the big thing.
Got you. So, but you're going to keep competing in this as long as you can.
Yeah. So I have one more year. That's next year.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, that sounds fun. I enjoyed following that along on the socials and kind of seeing how that went.
It is.
Have you had a chance to go out and catch any of the college baseball games yet?
I don't think for CSU-Pueblo, no. But
Okay.
we were watching we watched Texas Tech on.
And that we wanted to talking to your dad beforehand. We got to let him know this, the horns down. So talk about the two games. Like what happened there at the end of those Tech games?
So first game, which was on Friday, stolen home to win it. And then yesterday, walk-off grand slam. Both of them were by the same person.
Yeah, same kid does both of them. So walk-off grand slam night after stealing home in a walk. Dude, that stealing home is a walk-off. Well, two things. You can't.
I've done that before.
As the pitching team, that's inexcusable. You can't give that up. And as the guy doing it, you damn sure better be home, because if you cost yourself an out at home plate trying to steal home at the end of a game like that, bottom of an inning, that's probably a tough question to answer when you get back to the clubhouse when something like that wraps up. So we're going to stick to the baseball theme. You've stolen home to end a game before, right? Yeah. See, so it can be done. Only athletes know. Gotcha. Okay, let's keep with the baseball theme. Go ahead and introduce who we are speaking with tonight.
Introducing CSU-Pueblo baseball coach. Please welcome Bobby Applegate.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the time to jump on with us.
Absolutely.
All right. What got you into baseball?
Well, I'll tell you, I played a handful of sports when I was a young man, but when I was 7, I got into baseball and have loved it ever since. And I tried to play it as long as I could. And when I got done playing, I decided to get into coaching and enjoyed this opportunity and profession.
Talk about your experience playing for CSU.
Well, it was unique. There's no doubt about it. I came out here in 1994. They had just resurrected the program. They were on an 8-year hiatus. And so I was a part of a group that brought the program back. And during my 2 years playing here, we went to a regional, and we had built a brand new stadium from the ground up. And it was fantastic. Then my next 2 years as a coach, went to the College World Series in 1996, and then had a great run in 1997. So my experiences at CSU-Pueblo have been fantastic from a player, from a coaching standpoint, and I got a chance to be a part of it from the ground floor.
What was it like with your first major league job with the Kansas City Royals as an assistant scout?
So I was an associate scout. I was working at the time, helping out a gentleman down in Arizona. And so basically I was kind of bird dogging, helping him find good players in the state of Colorado. So when he was traveling through Colorado, he knew exactly where to go and who to go see. And that was a great opportunity to get a chance to see future major league type talent, try to identify those guys, and then try to pass those names along to the people who'd make good decisions.
Talk about your time at Air Force Academy coaching 6 all-conference players.
Yeah, so Air Force was a great time. That was my first paid Division I job. So I started at BYU just prior to that, then went to Air Force. And it was a great experience. I spent 5 years there. And, we took a team that had struggled. And then when I got done by my 5th year, we had the most wins in Division I history. And we had players that were really good, just didn't realize their potential. And we helped them unlock that. And we had 2 players drafted. One signed with the Red Sox, one signed with the Diamondbacks. And both ended up having a military career, both of them, and doing great things. So really exciting opportunity to be around those guys and coach guys who are going to be defenders of our country for the next, little bit.
Talk about the challenge you had coaching with, a military academy. Obviously, their number one priority is to get trained to be able to defend our country. A lot of brave men and women that are part of the service academies, but also juggling, you know, the student athlete life. I mean, obviously in college, it's double duty, but when you get military academies, it's a different animal.
Well, you're absolutely right. So we're looking for a Division I player who can compete at the national level. We're looking for an Ivy League type student who can handle the academics, the rigors of the day-to-day academics. And then you're looking for someone who's got a heart to serve. And those were unique challenges in trying to find those people. But it was probably one of the greatest experiences as a coach because they knew that they wanted to do something a little bit more special than just play baseball and go do with their academics, is go out and serve their country. And so it was a great experience every day. You know, that was their outlet to go out to baseball because their day was such a grind that they really appreciated the time they had on the field. And it was a great experience. Those guys loved it. And I was glad that I could feed their interest on the baseball field. But nonetheless, those guys have done amazing things out in their professional career in the military.
Then you coached at UC Riverside. What was it like coaching 5 future MLB draft prospects?
Well, it was great. You know, I think the Big West Conference, which UC Riverside played in, is one of the premier conferences on the West Coast. And it's the school where Joe Kelly, who just signed with the White Sox, played at. And we had a handful of guys that went into the draft during my time there. And my last year at UC Riverside, we had 7 guys drafted. It was the 3rd largest draft class in the country. And so it was really, you know, Southern California is a hotbed for major league talent. It was awesome to be in front of that group of young people and have an opportunity to drive basically within 90 minutes in any direction and find guys who have a chance to play at the major league level. It was fun. It was great. So to go up against Cal State Fullertons and the Long Beach and the Irvines and Santa Barbaras of the world, that was a great challenge week after week.
And then you joined Navy. Who were some of your favorite guys to coach?
Well, Navy was a very unique, another place like an Air Force Academy, but we had 2 special players that come off the top of my head. We had the kid by the name of Luke Gillingham. Luke was actually a Golden Spike semifinalist, a left-handed pitcher out of Southern California. And then we had Noah Song, who was a Golden Spikes finalist. He was the only pitcher left in the group of 4, and he was also from Southern California. Both got drafted. Luke got drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays, and Noah Song was a high draft pick with the Boston Red Sox. And you know, both had a storied careers at the Naval Academy.
What was Noah's Song like playing for you?
Noah's very quiet, but very much a professional. He was a perfectionist and did everything he could to get better every single day. He was a young man that was kind of an average pitcher. He was an unrecruited Division I athlete at the time, and we decided to bring him out to Navy. And he actually grew and grew, and his fastball grew, and he actually ended up being a kid that was throwing the ball about 98 miles an hour when he got drafted. And he got a chance to play with Team USA after Navy, and then a couple seasons with the Red Sox. So he's an exciting prospect. Right now, he's out getting his pilot's license. He's getting pilot training in the Navy. And I don't know if he's going to have a future in baseball or not. I hope that he does, but he certainly was one of the best to put on the Navy uniform.
Now that you're back in Pueblo coaching for CSU-P, what do you look forward to?
Well, my whole goal is just to take every experience that I've had over the last 20 years and just, you know, pour into our players, make sure that we're trying to create the best experience we can, give us an opportunity to win some championships, hopefully give them an opportunity of what it's like to play in a World Series as I did, and hopefully just, you know, put a product on the field that our community of Pueblo and our university would be proud of on a day-to-day basis.
Who are some players to watch this year?
Well, we got quite a few. You know, we're doing pretty well right now. We've done a great job. We're tied at first place with Colorado State Mesa. And we just had Matt Shea, who just hit a big walk-off home run for us on Sunday against the Mines to keep us there. But Tim McIntyre, who's been our starting pitcher on Friday nights, he's off to a great start. I believe he's 5-0 right now. He's done a great job taking the ball and setting the tone for us on the weekends. Trey Vasquez, our starting shortstop, he's played some stellar defense for us. Brady Pruitt, our catcher, who's leading our team in offense right now. And our two corner guys, our first baseman and third baseman, Reggie Williams and Ty Lewis, have done a great job of keeping the lineup going with their left-handed bats and coming up with some big hits for us.
Coming in your first year here at CSU-P, talk a little bit about the recruiting process. You came back on board. Some of those kids were already on scholarship, already part of the program. Just talk about the benefits and then also the challenges being a first-year head coach it's not new, but it's new in a sense.
Right. No, it's you're absolutely right. It was a challenge to come into a situation where you inherit every player in the program. Our center fielder, Noah Hennings, was a player that I picked up right when I got the job, and he's been a great addition to our program. But for the majority of it are players that have either played here or, was brought in by the previous staff. And it makes it difficult. Obviously, I don't have a true feel for their talent level yet, but that's what the fall was for. And for them, I wasn't a part of their recruiting process. So, they committed to the school, but they also committed to the relationships built in the recruiting process. So right now, we're just trying to get a chance to know each other. And those guys have done a great job. They've bought into our culture. They're doing a great job of giving us great energy every day. And, I think it's paying off. We're working hand in hand. And I feel really good about the direction that we're going. And obviously, as we move forward in recruiting, we got to continue to find players who are going to be able to, get us to where we want to get to in the Rocky Mountain Conference. And I think that we're getting a good feel. Our coaching staff has done a great job of developing our players and feel like we're getting a better idea of who we need in our program to help, compete at the highest levels.
What do you do in your free time?
Well, there isn't much free time right now, but anytime we can, and the weather's good, we're going to get out and play some golf. So we got 3 beautiful courses here in town that we get a chance to play. And actually, we have 4 with the country club. And if we can get out there and play, we're going to get out and play some golf.
What was your favorite moment of your baseball career?
Well, of my coaching career, I would have to say is when I was coaching at the Naval Academy, we got to play against Army West Point at Fenway Park. And we had a great start from Noah Song. He went to complete game, 3-hit shutout against Army. And our first baseman, Christian Hodge, had 2 home runs over the left field green monster. That was one of the most premier moments in my baseball career. That was awesome.
All right, Coach. We know that you have a busy schedule, and we've been meaning to do this for quite some time, but we appreciate you taking the time and joining us here on the Paradox of Sports, and look forward to coming out to Romans Field and catching a few games in between, work, baseball practices, and everything else on our end. But, we look forward to your continued success.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Jack, appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
All right, go Pack.
Go Pack.
All right, we want to thank Coach Applegate again, taking some time. We're not sure what happened there with the interview. I was going to tell you before we went to it, but I'm sure you guys all saw there was a voice you heard off to the side, Uncle Matt. Sometimes it wasn't cutting to him. We don't know why. We're not the technology people. We're not sure.
Technical issues.
Yeah, he's got the technical. I don't know if it's his phone. I don't know if it's Zoom. I don't know what it is, but I assume the whole time you've been able to see Jack and I switching back and forth. If not, pretend like it's been switching back and forth.
Yeah.
So, okay, couple things. Let's get out of the way before we get out of here. First, probably the biggest news for us that has come out, since the last time we talked was Russell Wilson. So I want to know your take on the Russell Wilson news.
Oh my God, guys, it's Russell Wilson. Holy Yep, those were the words of Nathaniel Hackett before Russell Wilson's introductory press conference. And it has gone viral since.
Do you think it's as big a deal as it is? Like, are you already planning for your playoffs and AFC championship and stuff, or kind of what's your take on
Most
that?
people doubt it. I kind of doubt it myself, but I think we're gonna have a much better team this year. We finally
Gotcha. You
found our
think
quarterback.
so anymore? You're of the take. The thing I don't like about it, for one, I can't stand Russell Wilson,
And
and
we
two,
do
I
not
just
like really need draft picks to get us far. Because
yeah. You're of the standpoint
now.
now. Draft picks are overrated. Build your team.
Yeah,
It
we
seems
have,
like the
I
salary
can't
cap
even
doesn't matter.
think of an old player over 31. I can't. I don't think there's anybody.
Yeah, so
It's a
you're
very
good.
young team and a very good team.
So do what we got to do. Get Russ and go for it. I do think Tyreek Hill leaving the Chiefs. I'm probably more excited about that than I am us getting Russell Wilson. I think, which Kansas City, that's what happens when you pay your quarterback $500 million is you have to make decisions on guys you want to keep, guys you want to let go. So Tyreek Hill, I do think that's going to hurt the Chiefs a little bit. Now, with that said, I don't think they'll have any trouble finding another guy that's fast. It's just whether you can find a guy that's fast that can get open and has the hands and
They
do
have
what
the
Hill
guy
did.
that's fast, Mecole Hardman.
Oh yeah, that's true. They might just expect and I think they got him probably on the cheap still. So,
Yeah, and he's probably going to be one of their top receiving targets heading into the season because Patrick Mahomes needs his speed back. He needs to have a speedy receiver to go with his pass catching, and he'll like Mecole Hardman will probably have the same exact role as Tyreek Hill in the way all the snaps he gets, all the targets. He'll get a good bout this year.
Okay, now the Rockies with Trevor Story getting signed by the Red Sox. Where do you stand there? Have you kept abreast of the Rockies and stuff anymore, or is that kind of dwindled?
I've known like all like the free agency and stuff that they did, but like I've been watching them too, and usually by like the end of like July, when they've already lost like 100 games, I stop watching them entirely.
Gotcha. So
and start watching
maybe
the
that's
Dodgers.
what we'll talk about next week. So we got two to do. You got another interview canned. We got to get out. We'll do that next week. Maybe we'll make a prediction on what day you think the Rockies will have lost their 100th game. So you'll have to do some.
Okay,
yeah, what day
prediction?
this summer? Yeah, I want you to not yet. Don't do it now. I want you to do some research, and that is something we will do next week. We will both take a look at it and make a guess of when we think the Rockies will have lost their 100th game.
Okay. I'll actually try to do it by the end of the episode. I'll see how I can figure it out.
Okay.
All right.
What else have we got? What else has been going on?
Probably everything else in NFL free agency.
Yeah, it was crazy. Rodgers stays. That was probably the biggest surprise. I was kind of hoping Denver would get him just to see. Where do you think Brady's going to go? You think he'll end up in Miami, or is he going to stay in Tampa or the Raiders?
Wait, who'd you say again?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. He's going to stay in Tampa. He's probably going to stay for a while. I'm going to say at least 2 more years.
You think?
Yeah.
That'll be something. I don't know. That's 2 more years. That's pretty easy division right now. So Tampa seems to have them figured out. We'll see what they can put around him.
Yep. Okay, so fun fact, the Rockies had they didn't lose 100 games, 74. They were 74-87. But I think that with like the losses of like Trevor Story, yeah, they added Chris Bryant, but still Trevor Story was a big hit.
Chris Bryant's
will
my
lose
age.
100 games by about like I'm gonna see when does When does 2022 MLB season end? It ends October 2nd.
Yeah, that'll be, yeah.
So I'm gonna say they're gonna lose their last game September 28th. Will be the day. Let me see if they have a game that day.
Okay.
September 28th, Rockies. I'm gonna go to the tickets. I'm trying
plenty of
not
good
to accidentally buy a ticket.
No, don't buy a ticket.
I will
I have
not
a hell of a time getting rid of it.
because StubHub. I'm gonna go to Rockies schedule. Rockies schedule.
Did I tell you about the LA Kings game we went to when I was in California for work? Have you heard that story? Yeah, I went to an
no.
LA. I went to the Staples Center, like where the Lakers play, and
All right.
we went to a Kings game. We got into a suite. We got a suite. Two of us in a suite for the Kings game. It was $70 a piece. We were in a suite for $140 for the
That
game.
is insane.
That is how different the sporting atmosphere is in LA compared to Denver when it comes to that level of seating.
I'm
I
gonna
thought it was
see
insane.
if I go to Wikipedia to find their schedule.
The Rockies?
Yep.
Let me see if I have it on the score. Maybe.
What about Colorado Rockies schedule, MLB.com? See if they have a game September 28th. By August, September. Then we go to the 28th. And would you look at that? They play the Giants. That's when they're going to lose their 100th game.
Okay, so September 28th, it's a Wednesday against the Giants. Mark that down. The Rockies lose their 100th game of the year that day. Okay, that's a good prediction.
All right.
All right, sweet. Well, good luck this weekend at your baseball tournament.
Yeah. Want me to get us out of here?
Go ahead and get us out of here, buddy.
Finarowski. And thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Paradox of Sports podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or wherever you can find the Paradox of Sports page. My dad mans that, not me. And also comment down below what you think the Rockies record will be at the end of the year. All right. And goodbye.
Later, man.
Later.